Is long overdue.
A historic day in Kansas City. Families are celebrating the first federally recognized Juneteenth holiday. But that's not all. Kansas City's mayor has banded with others from around the country vowing to provide reparations to the black community 155 years after the last people enslaved in America were allowed to walk free. We're glad you could join us for KCTV5 News at 10 tonight. I'm Greg Payne. Reparations is a controversial idea which has been met with pushback in the past. But how would it work and what would it look like? KCTV5's Leslie Aguilar talked to members of the community and Mayor Quinton Lucas himself.
The historic 18th and Vine District was packed today with families celebrating freedom on this 155th anniversary of all slaves being emancipated.
It's not just a celebration, it's the day that I'm honoring the people in the past who have sacrificed their lives just for me to be free.
These young girls know their ancestors lived much different lives than theirs.
My great-grandmother's parents were slaves, and my granny was born during segregation.
And as black people across the country reflect on those things, Mayor Quinton Lucas is joining mayors from 10 other cities in vowing to pay reparations to descendants of slaves.
Well, I do think that this will be more of a programmatic set of investments rather than actually just, everybody black in America getting a $2,000, $3,000 check. However, I think that we do need to make sure that it is targeted to addressing areas that have traditionally been impacted by that underinvestment and whose history, is based upon, so many things that were unfair.
Lucas says for him, reparations means identifying programs that will address and correct historical wrongs, then lobbying for funding for it from the federal government.
I think it's a step in the right direction. So the reparations are long overdue. So I would say a reinvestment in the urban core, whether it's in housing, whether it's in education, whatever it may be, this is what we should do.
Many black families, like the Seals here, agree with the idea of investing in programs to help black communities stuck in a cycle of poverty. Their family is successful, but they know others aren't due to generational inequity and trauma. In fact, it wasn't long ago some of their family members were beaten during the civil rights era of the 60s.
So here we are, so my baby girl over here, she's living in the 21st century, so she's looking at things, but she has us to educate her to say, don't forget where you came from because this stuff still exists. So just because one made it over don't mean you don't look back and go back and reach back and get the other person.
The idea of handing money directly to descendants of slaves also appeals to some.
I think it would be great for us to have the programs that you have to finish in order to receive the money, because then you would know what to do with it. If you just give someone money and they don't know how to manage money already, you didn't help them, you just wasted money.
Mayor Lucas right now is just committing to taking some sort of action and demanding the federal government do the same. Leslie Aguilar, KCTV5 News.